Today I want to talk about my big chop and how my pregnancy changed my hair in ways I really wasn't prepared for. If you've experienced texture changes, dryness, or curls that just won't cooperate after having a baby, this video is for you. This is definitely a topic I didn't see talked about much online. I remember years ago, before I was pregnant, coming across maybe one video where someone mentioned it, but that was about it. So just to add some context, I had my baby in 2023, but I want to backtrack just to give you the bigger picture. Before my pregnancy in 2022, my hair was long, color treated, and overall healthy. I had gone through a really scary hair loss episode back in 2020, but by this point, my hair had fully recovered. I did have some hard water damage, but I treated it pretty quickly after getting my first haircut. My wash and goes usually lasted about 2 to 3 days, which was normal for me because my hair was long. In the early weeks of my pregnancy, my hair actually felt fine. I had dyed it darker a few months prior for the last time, and as the months went on, my hair grew really thick, but it also became extremely dry. My curls started looking flat, and they wouldn't pull past wash day. At first, I thought it was heat damage because I had straightened my hair a couple of times. But then I noticed something weird. Even my new growth wasn't curling. I honestly thought it was temporary and that my ringlets would come back a few months after having my baby. But after I gave birth, it didn't stop. When I came home from the hospital, my hair was dry, tangled, and it felt like a bird's nest. I was juggling a newborn, recovery, going back to work, and a lot emotionally. The decision to cut my hair wasn't because of these things though. I had struggled with conceiving and I had made a faith-based promise to cut my hair once my son turned 1. By that point, I had started straightening my hair more, maybe once or twice a month, because the dryness and tangling were getting worse. As my son's first birthday got closer, I started to trim my ends little by little. I rotated between protein treatments and moisturizing masks, but nothing was changing. Around that time, I went to see my doctor and I had some blood work done. That's when I realized this wasn't product related, it was hormonal. And no product was going to change that. Since I was breastfeeding, my estrogen levels were low and my prolactin levels were high. What actually surprised me was that I didn't experience any traumatic hair loss. If anything, my hair felt denser. But the density didn't matter to me because my hair still wasn't curling or behaving like my hair. And I know it's easy to say, well, why not just wear your hair straight? But having been a straight natural for years, I already knew that when you straighten your hair, it doesn't fix the problem, it hides it. Wearing my hair curly shows me the real state of my hair, and straightening it is just going to mask what's underneath. I knew that if I kept doing that, things will only get worse. Once I finally cut my hair, it became obvious that my old hair wasn't curling. The first time I styled my hair after my big chop, I noticed that my roots were curly and the ends were straight. I naturally have mixed texture. The crown of my hair leans more 3B, and as you move backwards towards my nape, it's 2C. So as my hair continued to grow, it felt impossible to achieve what I wanted. I could see straight pieces wrapped inside my curls, and my wash and goes didn't look like me. I noticed I had a mix of my normal growth along with new growth that was straight. I thought of getting another haircut, but eventually I just started cutting those straight pieces myself. It didn't bother me that I had to cut my hair because I noticed that it was growing very fast. This is actually the second dramatic cut I've done. The first was in 2017, and both times my hair grew quickly. But this time it felt different. I would cut my hair and within a month or two, it felt like it had grown twice as much. I don't attribute it to one thing. It's a combination of eating better, moving my body, getting back into fitness, and consistently taking my collagen peptides. And I've been taking collagen peptides since about 2019, and I noticed stronger nails and overall healthier looking hair. During the pandemic, my skin also went through a really bad cystic acne phase, mostly from stress, which was also the reason I had the hair loss. And while the collagen didn't cure it, I do think consistently using it helped support my skin as it recovered and became more balanced. Going through all of that taught me that holding on, whether it's stress, expectations, or hair, doesn't always serve you. If I could go back to the day I cut my hair, I will honestly cut more hair. I didn't feel attached to my old hair when I cut it. It felt like I was letting go of some mental weight. It felt like shedding old skin, like becoming a new version of myself. I used to think people exaggerated when they said having a baby changes you, but you really don't understand until it happens. I'm not the same person I was before. My image didn't disappear, but I became more aware of where I lacked confidence, and I started healing those areas with patience and intention. That same intention is what guides how I take care of my hair now. My current wash day routine, including when I use henna, is about strength, balance, and working with my hair instead of fighting it. So if you've gone through hair changes after pregnancy, you're not broken. And your hair isn't either. Sometimes it just needs a different approach, and this is part of the process. If you want to see my current henna wash day routine and how I care for my curls now, you can watch the full video here on YouTube. And for step-by-step breakdowns and guides, everything is linked on my Pinterest.